Hello guys, and welcome to part 2 of my Pokemon White playthrough. It's in winter, and I've actually solved my little problem I had in my first playthrough, where I couldn't see what was going on. Now I've got it. I was actually planning to actually watch it on the camera that was recording it on, but now it's on my PS3, so I'm watching it off my PS3. So that's all good. Right now, I'll start off from where I left off last time, which is just going into Professor Juniper's lab. And here they're just going through all this. I actually fast forward a few parts in this because it took a while. I was like trying to catch a couple of Pokemon really. And yeah, so this part I'll go into the lab, talk to Professor Juniper, get my Pokédex and all that, you know. Oh, it's slightly different from previous versions for the fact that you've got 3 people here. Yeah, so slightly different in the fact that you've got yourself, Sharon, and Bianca instead of just you and one other person getting Pokemon. So, you know, we'll get these 2 guys here as well, and she pretty much just there. I'm not going to read out what they say because that's just, you know, that's for other people to say, you know. It's other people to do, you know. Other people probably do it anyway, I'm not going to do it. But yeah. I've actually watched back my last playthrough as well and realised that the sound of me speaking here in the narration was just kind of going louder and quieter, louder and quieter, louder and quieter, louder and quieter, and you know, it was probably because I was looking away from the microphone, so I've sorted that by actually just putting the microphone on my head. So yeah. Goody. But really there's no more pretty good battles in this. Yeah, really all this is introduction to all this stuff that you get, you know? Introduction to catching Pokemon. Yeah. I skipped part of it because all it is me walking around. Because well, a couple of parts was, I skipped a couple of battles because I knocked out a couple of Patrat by accident. I was aiming to catch them. First one, I'll talk about it when I get to them anyway. But here, you come out the lab and you run into your mum. And she gives you town maps. You, Bianca and Sharon all get town maps from your mum. So, yeah, she starts talking to you. And gives you that, blah blah blah. She gives you first because you're her son or daughter, whatever you do. Whatever you choose, a guy or girl. If you're a guy and you choose a girl, then you're her son, daughter. Which is pretty weird. So yeah. But she blabs on for a bit. It's like, blah, blah, yeah, really goody. We don't really need to know about the room. Yes, I'll let your parents know. I helped out in addition to Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. When I say I won't read it out, I mean I won't read it out in their voice. And because sometimes I mispronounce some words and I would probably look like a fool on YouTube. So I just leave trying to pronounce things to you guys. Unless it's a Pokemon name. If it's a Pokemon name, if I blunder it, then... but here all you really need to do is walk across there and walk up. And then Bianca shouts you over. Sharon says Bianca had an idea. If we're all going to start our adventure at the same time, we should just take a first step at the same time. Which I found quite weird. They don't even say 3, they just go 1, 2 and walk. It's like, after 3, 1, 2 and walk. Fair enough. But here is where Professor Juniper shows you how to catch Pokemon. Now if you've already played Pokemon, you might want to, like, you know, pretty much skip these first 2 episodes because really you'll already know everything. If you don't really know about Pokemon though, If you don't, then I would watch these. So yeah, here's Professor Juniper's turn at catching a Patrat, and she does it quite skillfully, which is not really surprising that her level 7 Minchino, or Minchino? I don't know, manages to knock her Patrat's health down to... Actually, that maybe is slightly... What the fuck were they? Maybe it's not, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm just gonna stop there, and she catches it with one Pokeball. Jammy bitch. But then I suppose it's only a level 2 Patrat, so... Who cares? But I like how her Minchino comes out without a scratch on it. That is just... Did you see what just happened? Well, you just did it, but no. We missed all of it. Do it again. Do it again. Yeah, so... Yeah, she says you can fall asleep or paralyze it or anything to make it easier to catch. And then she gives us Pokeballs. Yay! So you get 5 Pokeballs to go out and try catching Pokemon. These low level ones, these level 2s and everything like that, they will be really easy to catch with a Pokeball. Really easy, even in yellow health, yellow or orange, whatever color you want to call it. But yeah, right here, Bianca gets a brilliant idea, and Sharon just says, "We have no time for games. We must get going. I am a hero." Oh, but yeah. And then she comes out with this idea, so you know, whoever has the most Pokemon by the time we get to the next town, is the winner of this little game. And Sharon thinks actually this is a very good idea. We shall do this. And then I just kind of think, fuck. And I just kind of walk into the grass, first step into the grass, and I find a Patrat, and I knock it out by accident. So yeah, I sped this bit up. But right there, I got a crit with the tackle, and I was like, no! I want to catch it! So yeah, that's why I sped that one up. This one, I used 2 Razor Leafs and a tackle and knocked it out. I was not impressed. But this one I actually caught, that's why I slowed it down right here. So here I go. Wild Patrat appeared. It's a level 3 male. My level 7 Snivy will kick your ass. And I had a debate about this with myself in the last video, whether to call it Snivy or Snivy. And I have decided Snivy. If any of you have any problems with that, tough shit. It's Snivy. But here it actually gets it down to red where I wanted it to be with 2 tackles. I was like, yes! You're mine, you little thing. Whatever they're called. The Patrat, whatever it looks like. I think it's a watchdog. It looks more... well, it doesn't... It's evolved form. It's called watchdog, but... Yeah, I've not really used one of these guys yet. But I remember them being very, very annoying at the second gym. Second gym leader's watchdog was a very annoying Pokemon. Kept choosing... Right here I sped it up because I had to go home and heal. Oh, well, I didn't have to, but I went home and healed up. And I went the long way for some unknown reason. So I just sped it up, and then I got another Patrat, and you know, just ran away because I couldn't be bothered. And I just ran up here. Well, I didn't run, but I walked up there and talked to that person there. That person gives you a potion. They talk about being from the Pokemon, I think. And they give you a potion, so yeah, you get that. And that should be good. You run around here for a second, you find another Patrat. Well, I found another Patrat. I ran away because I couldn't be bothered. And then I did another another couple of steps, and then I found a Lillipup. So I was like, yay, Lillipup! It's a different Pokemon! Let's catch it! I'm having it! Is what I said in my head. Yeah, so... I tackled it once and it took it down to yellow, and I didn't want to risk it with another tackle or a Vine Whip. So I just threw a Pokeball right here, and this shows you how easy Pokemon are to catch in this version. One Pokeball, didn't do nothing. Threw a Pokeball. Bang! Shoot! Without the sound effects though. And there goes the other pup into my party. Yay! And I let it stay slow for now. Just so you guys can see the Pokédex. You see the Pokédex. Yes, that's goody. Let us skip it now. And let us not nickname it, because I am actually not nicknaming Pokemon in this playthrough, like I said in my last video. And right here I thought I would run around for a bit, because I was trying to find an Audino as well. But then I got bored and decided I would just go to the next part. So yeah. This part where it's Bianca says, "Wow, 3, that's awesome! You found 3 Pokemon! Oh. I could have just left it at none, just my 1 Pokemon. But I just really, what I'm planning to do right here, I'll talk about that in a second, but right here, X transceiver's ringing. It just says I picked it up, but we all picked it up. It's Professor Juniper talking to us. She is saying, "Hello, how is everybody doing?" Bianca says that. The way I first said that in my head when Bianca says, "Oh, Professor," it kind of went in my head like, "Oh, Professor." Kind of like that, but not in as posh a voice. But yeah, right here is speed it up. Because this part, really, every Pokemon fan will probably know about the Pokemon Center. So yeah, I sped this part up. Even if you're new to Pokemon, this part isn't really that. You know, it's not that complicated. All she does is shows you the Pokemon. When she says go ahead and heal your Pokemon, I walked into Juniper by accident. So yeah, heal my Pokemon. Yeah, she keeps going on. She shows us the PC. PC, really basic stuff. If you already know it, it's fair enough. If you don't already know how it works, you do use that for all your storing your Pokemon. You can move your Pokemon around. You can move items off of Pokemon while they're in the box. You can take items from Pokemon, you can put them on Pokemon, and I slow it down here because this is a new addition to Pokemon Black and White, which is the Pokemon inside the Pokemon Center. So yeah, that's really all it is in this part. The only really new thing that you get is the Pokemon and the Pokemon inside the Pokemon Center. And right here she's saying, when you get to Striaton City, go and meet an inventor named Fennel. She's a friend of mine from long ago, and I'm sure she will help you on your way. Really all she does is gives you your sea gear. Yay! But I save it right here because well, I talked to Bianca first, and then she says potions, Pokeballs. Oh, I cannot decide what to buy. But it's save it right here, and this is the end of this, so I'll talk about that next thing in the next part. So I'll see you guys in part 3 if you're all there. Thank you and goodbye.